The film kicks off with the first tragic death scene, John and Kathy. They were sat beside a cozy campfire, John strumming a lovely tune on his guitar. Classic. Then, realizing they'd run out of beer, a true emergency, Kathy popped off to get more. But when she returned, she was greeted not with music, but with a truly horrendous sight: John brutally murdered. In a panic, she dashed to her car, unaware that the killer was already waiting inside. And just like that, stabbed in the head. Game over. A grim end for the couple, truly. Fast forward, it's summer, and we're at Camp Pinecone. Teenagers have gathered for a classic summer camp experience. They were all charming in their own peculiar ways, except Jason. He had that oddball aura, like he'd wandered out of a horror film and no one told him to leave. While snooping about, Jason found a note in John's room saying he and Kathy would be gone for the day. Seizing the opportunity, Jason stepped up as camp leader. He made a speech, collected everyone's phones, protocol of course, and assumed charge. On to the next death, Demi. Demi, the wealthy fame chaser who thought TikTok was a career path, was alone doing her makeup late at night. Jason had gone to fetch firewood from the forest. As he was chopping away, the masked maniac silently crept up behind Demi. Before we knew it, she was attacked. Or so we thought. Meanwhile, the rest of the teens were sharing campfire tales. Miley, a devoted vegetarian, was in the cafeteria struggling with temptation: a juicy beef burger. Just as she was about to break her sacred herbivore vows, the killer entered and lopped off her head. Well, that's one way to go out. Mike, hearing her scream, went to investigate and met the same fate. That's 2 burgers and 2 bodies, if you're keeping count. Jason, meanwhile, was making his rounds. He reached Demi's room and found the door locked. Concerned, he burst in and nearly lost his lunch. Demi's body was in bits. Horrified, he rushed to alert the others. At first, they thought he was joking, Jason being Jason, but followed him anyway. When they got there, the body had vanished. However, the bloody sheets told a very different story. Panic set in. They all ran to their cars, desperate to leave. But surprise, every vehicle had been sabotaged. Trapped, they barricaded themselves in a nearby tent. A head count revealed that Mike and Miley were missing. Jason offered to search for them. Claire insisted someone goes with him, but no one else volunteered. A game of cards decided it. Lowest numbers had to join him. Lucky losers, Ezra and Ari. The trio entered the cafeteria. Inside the fridge, they found Miley's head. Well, most of it. Her body was elsewhere. Panic kicked in, and the group scattered. Jason made it back to the tent. Ezra wasn't so lucky. The killer used Ezra's nut allergy against him. Death by peanut, deadly and a little ironic. Ari returned shortly after, but Bobby mistook him for a ghost and pepper-sprayed him. Who says campfire stories don't come true? After recovering, Ari dropped a bombshell. Jason's the killer. Chris and Bobby didn't hesitate. They tackled Jason and tied him up. Claire was the only one who believed in his innocence, while the rest went off to find torture tools. Yes, seriously, Bobby was left to babysit. That's when Claire pulled out an extinguisher and knocked him out cold. Freeing Jason, the 2 ran for it, but the group saw them escape and gave chase. Luckily, they couldn't keep up. Despite everything, Jason wanted to go back and help. Claire, rightfully baffled, refused to follow. Jason bid her farewell and returned. Meanwhile, Noelle had wandered off on some solo detective mission. Spoiler, she got stabbed. Repeatedly. Then comes the twist. There are 2 killers. Chris caught Demi and Mike, yes, the supposedly dead pair, getting rather cozy. He imminently informed the others. It's revealed, they're both the masked murderers. Demi, driven by a twisted desire for fame, orchestrated the whole thing. Mike, ever the enabler, convinced her to frame Jason instead. They even filmed a video with the whole group testifying that Jason was the killer. A proper stitch-up. Jason, on his solo mission, stumbled upon Mike, then promptly got knocked out. Meanwhile, Ezra, bless him, performed a dramatic solo act for Shannon in the theater. If drama class ever killed anyone, it was this lad. Mike broke his leg, then axed him to bits. Curtain call. Demi, not done with her madness, planted Jason's fingerprints on all the murder weapons. She even got jealous he might get the credit for her killing spree. Now that's some next-level narcissism. Bobby was chased by the killer, but Claire knocked the attacker out, unmasking him as Mike. Claire went looking for Jason. Bobby and Mike fought like 2 wrestlers on a bad day. Claire caught Demi and aimed her bow, while Demi held a knife to Jason's throat. Flashback. Claire remembered Jason teaching her to shoot an arrow. Using that memory, she landed a bullseye, right in Demi's eye. For good measure, she stomped the arrow deeper. Not subtle, but highly effective. Bobby stabbed Mike, who returned the favor before collapsing. Bobby was moments from death when Jason burst in and saved him. Jason and Claire shared a hard-earned kiss after one long, bloody night. The end. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment, preferably not from inside a fridge.